Hey everyone, good evening. This is Denise with Moonlight Astrology. Thanks for joining me on this lovely Wednesday. I have a special guest with me tonight, Sunnie Brooks. She is the founder and CEO of Neuro Weight Loss Coaching. Sunnie is a pioneer in combining the latest research in brain science with weight loss, whereby people rewire their brains, which enables them to lose weight and keep it off easily and effortlessly. Sunnie is also a psychic medium who was a star and host of the Palm Beach Medium web show. Thank you for joining us tonight, Sunnie. So great to have you.
Thanks, Denise. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thanks.
You're an awesome astrologer.
Thank you, Sunnie.
I can attest to that personally because Denise did my chart, and it was astounding how accurate and how well you described me. I was really impressed.
Oh,
really
thank you
impressed.
so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I love doing it for you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
So tell us about your groundbreaking program. I know that it's new. I don't really know anyone who has done what you're doing.
Right.
It's really
I'm
unique.
on the frontier of it
Yeah.
with the new science. I've been in the weight loss and psychology profession for 25 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Always been fascinated by the mind and how it works and why people do what they do and why people don't do some things that they say they want to do and habits and the whole thing like that.
Yeah.
So it's based on neuroplasticity, which means neuro is for brain, plasticity meaning plastic as opposed to being fixed. And that's the key piece, because in the beginning of brain science, scientists told us that the brain you had and the brain you were born with was the brain you were going to have for the rest of your life, and there wasn't much you can do to change deeply ingrained habits or your upbringing or anything like that. So consequently, you were who you were, and there wasn't much you could do to change, and thus the course of your life. We now know differently. Scientists have discovered that we can create new neural connections, neural or neuronal connections. So when you think a thought, neurons fire in the brain, and the more often those neurons are fired together with the same thought, they become wired together, and that creates the neuronal connection. Once you have a neuronal connection that's firmly established, your behaviors, your thoughts, everything is automatic. It's pretty much subconscious at that point. So it's just like when you first learned how to drive a car, and it felt awkward at first because you'd never done it before, and eventually through repetition or practice or just like learning a sport, eventually it came to the point where you didn't have to think about how to turn the car, stop the car, things like that. And now your brain can be doing something else while you're driving because it's so automatic. You can even be learning a foreign language on audio while you're driving. So that's one of the examples.
Yeah. And you can use this for weight loss, and I know a lot of people do struggle with it. They bounce back and forth.
Yeah, the yo-yo dieting. And it's really, So I'd like to ask your audience, how many people think that change is hard?
Yeah,
it can be. Yeah, it is for most people. It is for most people. So I have studied the power of habit and how to change habits easily and effortlessly. What do people usually call upon to change? Willpower.
That's right.
Oh my God.
And some people think they don't have it. Some people say, no, I'm too weak. But I truly believe that everyone has that in them. They just need to access it.
Well, here's the problem. As hard as people try, willpower is an inexhaustible resource. In other words, the more you use it, sort of the weaker it gets, and then finally it lets you down in the clinch. And that's based on statistics that 97% of people who go on diets fail.
Mm-hmm.
They either don't lose the weight or they lose the weight, but they gain it back.
Mm-hmm.
So that only leaves 3% of the population.
Yeah.
And there's a variable, 3 to 5% of the population
Mm-hmm.
that can successfully lose weight and keep it off. Now, there are a lot of reasons for that. And it all has to do with the brain. And the brain, a lot of people could say, well, you know, it's hormonal. It's this. Yes, but guess what? The brain controls that.
Mm-hmm.
The neurotransmitters
Mm-hmm.
that release all of the hormones, the neurochemicals. And in this program that I created, I took the science that's been around for maybe 6 to 8 years and actually created a program, like an application of that science to help people. And that's the cool thing. That's the thing about science. Like, we can have discoveries in science, but what good is it if you don't use it and create some kind of application for it to help people?
Mm-hmm.
So through this, you can change. I created a program where you change your habits, your neuronal connections by
Mm-hmm.
thinking different thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And repetition is key.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an immersion program where we work together 6 days a week. 3 times a week we meet in person. So it's local. Right now it's like Boca, like from Jupiter
Mhm.
to Parkland. Most of my clients are. And I have an office in Boca and another one in West Palm for the North Palm Beach County folks. And we go over, of course, it's very comprehensive. So there's
Yes.
the diet. I work with people's doctors
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that everything is on board and safe for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the exercise component. And it's always, that's probably, I hate to say it, but that's probably kind of like the last part of it. Because a lot of people will go and think if they kill themselves at the gym, they're going to lose weight. And a lot of people will say, I tried this, I tried that, and I didn't lose any weight. Or I got to a plateau. What do I
Mhm.
do? And I can't really go into like all the details of the science with
Right.
the meal plans. It's really, really involved.
Mhm.
But it's very scientifically researched. And not only that, a lot of people already know what to do.
Mhm.
They maybe have been in other really great programs with diet and exercise. They could have their own personal trainer. I mean, look at Oprah and Kirstie Alley. I mean, they can afford and they have personal chefs, personal trainers, you name it. But the one component that's missing is
Yes, it's in the brain.
rewiring the brain.
It is. Yes.
And so much of what we do is at a subconscious level,
Yeah.
just meaning not in our awareness. So as much as you say, I'm not going to binge tomorrow, I'm not going to stop by, I don't know, your favorite, say Joseph's Market and get whatever cheesecake, or I'm not going to go near the vending machine at work or at school anymore. Habit forces you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I help people create new neuronal connections and new habits,
Mhm.
and it's so easy. It's easy. It's just a matter of repetition, having the right kind of coaching and support, and of course there's accountability, but it doesn't depend on willpower.
And in addition to all of this, I know that there is a spiritual aspect to it too, the meditation, the mindfulness.
Yes, very much so.
You know, I know a lot of people, okay, I'm just going to go to the gym. I'm just not going to eat carbs and all. It doesn't work that way. It's with the brain, as you're
Starts
saying.
in the brain and shows up on your body.
It does. And there is a spirituality factor, accepting who you are. A lot of the times people overeat, it's due to emotional wounds, isn't it?
Yes. Noticing what your self-talk is very enlightening. I mean, it really, if you look in the mirror and you say, oh my God, I'm a fat pig, I'm never going to lose weight. Things like that. I'm never going to lose weight. What's the point? Guess what? That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what you're creating.
Words have an impact on your subconscious.
Right. Exactly. It's it works both ways. And then your subconscious, sometimes we think 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Now, how many of those thoughts do you think you're really aware of?
Yeah. None, or like, I don't know, 3.
Not many.
Yeah.
Not many. So, with mindfulness, and I'm MBSR certified, which I know you know, but in case anybody doesn't, mindfulness-based stress reduction, which was piloted by Dr. Kabat-Zinn at Harvard University, and it's used in hospitals and clinics to help people manage stress, manage pain, on and on and on. And as you become aware of your thoughts, you learn how to, the practices, and it is a practice. It doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes people get frustrated, and that's one of the good things about having a coach.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that you practice learning how to detach from those thoughts so that you don't get caught up in the story, get caught up in the emotion of it. And because when you get caught up in the emotion of things and the stress, then all of the neurochemicals, the hormones like adrenaline and cortisol get released in your body, and then that creates a vicious cycle. When those hormones are coursing through your body, then it affects your thoughts, and that's how people get trapped in a bad habit that they can't get out of. So I help people have good, like happy brain chemicals coursing through their body. And when you have happy feelings, you have happy thoughts and positive thoughts. And when you think positively, you act positively. So, and you don't get the cravings. It really cuts down on the cravings, because cravings are nothing more than habitual release of hormones. Now, the body is on its own time clock through your schedule, your routine. So one of the biggest reasons people fail in diets is because those brain chemicals are on a schedule to be released. And no matter how hard you try and say, okay, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, those brain chemicals are making you feel a certain way. So say you get a dip in the afternoon, your mood goes down in the afternoon. Guess what? So does your resolve.
Yeah,
That's
everybody
usually when
does,
people,
especially at work. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
get
there are ways
drowsy.
to manage that. There's ways to manage that. And just, for example, in the morning, do you usually get up on the same side of the bed every day?
Yes.
Now, is that something you have to think about?
No.
No, it's automatic, right?
Yeah.
It's a habit. Okay, and then most people, they get up, they go to the bathroom. Sometimes the next thing is they brush their teeth, and others go straight for the coffee.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And now that we don't have to think about any of that. That's what we even call it our morning ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine what it would be like to act automatically in ways that contribute to your health, your weight management, your fitness, and your overall well-being and happiness. And that is the crux of this program. That's what this program does.
Yeah, it's mind, body, and soul all together.
Yeah.
And you do have in your program, I know you do have a meditation, a mindfulness practice that you have your clients do.
There are lots of different types of meditations, yeah.
Yeah. And I find that a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time to meditate. Oh my gosh, I can't sit in my room in silence for 30 minutes. But there's so many different ways people can meditate.
Right.
So how do you tell your clients? What are your recommendations on starting a meditation practice?
It depends on the person. And it depends. Like some people come to me and they're pretty ADD or ADHD. Then we can do a walking meditation. Yes.
Really?
That was one of, back when I went to an ashram when I was 17 or 18, we did a walking meditation with a mantra.
Really?
With a mantra, yeah.
Wow.
It was, yeah, Swami Satchidananda's ashram in Connecticut. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I remember I had a little sister, you know, the big sister, little sister.
Yeah.
And you know, she had it rough, and I taught her a really powerful mantra, and we did a walking meditation outside one day, and she really loved it. And I was like, oh, you know, to be able to give her that to go through the rest of her life with, just really made my heart feel good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the sort of side effects of this program is increased self-confidence, increased self-esteem, and
Self-awareness.
peacefulness, and not
Yeah.
being so reactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people, when I find that when you do meditate, you do include that in a daily practice. There are times in your day where you can actually just step aside from yourself and look at yourself from afar and look at the situation, not in your body, but kind of, okay, let me look at this from outside. And I find that meditation and just being mindful, and even a walking meditation, I'm going to actually try that. That sounds amazing. Can give you a different perspective. And I think that people can use this in their weight loss program, especially with yours. A lot of weight loss programs don't have that. They have no mindfulness, nothing, no meditation. No. So I think your program is something that people should definitely look into and see the difference, because once they do it, there's no going back. They're not going to yo-yo.
Right. This is, there is no other program out there exactly like this. A lot of the mental exercises that, I call them mental exercises, they're mental exercises, they're meditations, they're different types of programs really for your brain. And I created them, and I've used them. Of course, I tried them on myself first.
Well, yeah.
And it is really extraordinary how, not just for me, but for people who have immersed themselves in this program and have practiced it, how it's almost like your identity changes. Like you don't like your identity is based on how you talk to yourself, for example. For example, some people, when they go to a party, the first thing they think of is the food. That's not unusual. For me, it was when I would go to the grocery store, there was no way I could keep from going to the ice cream aisle. And like night after night, I would buy ice cream. I would say to myself during the day, I'm not gonna do that, or but when I finish the carton that night, I'm not gonna do it tomorrow. But habit would compel me to do that. And like I said, the brain chemicals are on a schedule, so there was like the bewitching hour.
Yes.
When those cravings would kick in, and it was like, somebody else was driving to the store. After doing just for a short period of time this mental exercise, it like dawned on me as I was at the checkout. I said, I didn't even notice where the ice cream aisle was. I mean, I was buying healthy food, and I was like, it was so freeing. It had nothing to, it was no struggle, no willpower involved. There was no battle. I didn't even think about checking out the ice cream. Yeah. So to be able to transform yourself into someone who thinks and acts like a naturally thin person, that's the result. That's the result.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't realize how powerful your thoughts are. You can manifest almost anything in your life, but you just have to be more aware of your thoughts and try. Sometimes people are very hard on themselves. Oh God, I'll never lose weight. I'll never get that promotion. Or, oh, I made a mistake. Stop for a minute and say to yourself, you know what? It's okay. You made a mistake. That's okay. You'll do better next time. There. It's fine. Oh crap, I ate 5 cookies today. You know what? It's okay. I tried. At least I did better than I did a couple of days ago. I'll get there. So you just have to be kinder to yourself.
Steady improvement.
Yes.
Yeah. If you seek perfection, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't exist.
No.
So it's baby steps. It's baby steps, and it's shaping your behavior by shaping your brain, really, with the new neural pathways.
Yeah, it's amazing. So if anybody watching has any questions for Sunnie, any questions regarding her program, spirituality, she is also a psychic medium. So if anybody has any questions regarding that, feel free to ask. I do want to see if maybe we can get the audience to follow us in a guided meditation.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. All right, we could do a couple. We will start with... Oh, I would love to ask the audience, is there anybody out there who thinks that you can't visualize or that you have trouble visualizing?
I'm sure a lot of people think that they can't visualize. Oh, I'm not creative. I can't picture things.
So I don't know which one to start with. The testing the visualization, or...
We just do the visualization. That'd be fun.
Okay. All right, cool. So, as long as you're not driving,
Yeah.
close your eyes. Okay. And I'll close my eyes too. Ooh, love that music. Thank you. And take a nice slow inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. Okay, now I want you to picture your living room and imagine that you are sitting in your favorite spot in your living room at home. Just wherever you kick back at home. And just make yourself comfortable in your mind, in that chair, on that sofa. Okay. And once you're there, in your mind's eye, I want you to look in front of you in that room. Say it's your living room. Look in front of you, and what do you see? Is it your television? Is it a painting? Is it a window? What is it when you sit in your favorite place at home and you look straight ahead, what do you see? Good. Now, as you're sitting in that favorite spot at home, in your imagination, I want you to look down at your floor and tell me what your floor looks like. Is it tile? Is it carpeting? Is it a throw rug? What color is it? See it. Good. And if you're barefoot in your imagination, sitting in your favorite spot at home, what does the surface of where your feet touch feel like? Is it cool? Is it hard? Is it soft? Just feel it. Good. And in your mind's eye, I want you to locate another piece of furniture in that room and describe it to yourself. Just look at it. What color is it? What does it feel like to sit in it or lie on it? Or maybe it's a table. So just take it in, notice it, and then look at your walls in your room, in the favorite place you like to hang out and relax. What color are the walls? And notice the window or windows, if there are windows in this room. And what do you see when you look out the window? Good. And are there shades in the window? Are there curtains? And what color are they? Good. So we're going to come back to that place where you're sitting now. You've done a great job in visualizing, even though maybe you thought you couldn't. And slowly and gently open your eyes. So I love to use that process when people say, "Oh, Sunnie, I can't visualize."
That felt really good. Hey, look, if I can do it on a show where how many people are watching, then all of you can do it in your home, honestly, or on the phone with Sunnie, or however you want to do it, because that was great. You were very good at guiding it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I put myself right there, and I love it. I've been, let's see, I learned how to meditate when I was 16, and I've been teaching one form or another and studying and practicing one form or another ever since.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and it will definitely help in anything that you do, not even weight loss, anything. You have a big exam coming up before a job interview. That's probably the best time to do it.
So there are different types of meditation and different definitions of meditation. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to meditate," and what they're really doing is relaxing, which, well, that's cool. But it really depends on what your objective is. Some people, like real purists, will say meditation is that period between thoughts, when you're in the gap, so to speak. And there are lots of techniques for getting there. Mantras, of course, are one of the oldest processes for getting to that state. Mindfulness is another one. And it may sound even contradictory, because if you're observing your thoughts, how do you get to that point between your thoughts? You get to that point between your thoughts by not judging the thoughts or getting attached to them, and then they just fade away. And as another one comes along, would you like to try it?
Sure.
Okay. We can meditate all night long. Okay. So, we can close our eyes again.
Yay.
And wherever you are out there in Facebook and Instagram land, or YouTube, or wherever you might be watching this at some point in the future, just make sure you're not driving. Or as they say, are operating heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Someplace where you're safe. And it's always great if you want to replay this when you get to a place where you can have some quiet time, like shutting off your phone. And the cool thing is, the more you do this, the better you get at it. And the most important thing is to not judge yourself or try to force anything, because that will just kind of work against the whole process. And that is a challenge, because we are born with what's called the ego mind, the judging mind. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's part of who we are, and I believe everything is divine.
Yes.
And we were given that to protect ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the ego mind is very fearful, very judging, very critical, that part of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was for our survival. So we do a quick assessment of people, like, is this person safe? Is that person safe? And that all came from when we first started walking the earth, and we had to protect ourselves from animals that might eat us, and things like that. So we do have that. But now that we know that we can go to our safe place, and it's great to make a spot in your home,
Yes.
where you can have that spot. And you do have to get creative, especially if you have kids. I understand that. And set boundaries so that you can have more to give. So anywho, so we're going to do the mindfulness meditation right now, and everyone just relax, close your eyes, and off we go. So wherever you're sitting, please, unlike us, because we have, we don't want to do like a Sharon Stone.
We're wearing skirts, so we have to cross our legs.
Yeah,
However, in
what was the name
ideal,
of that movie?
oh my God, something instinct, basic instinct. What was it?
Basic Instinct. Right. Thank you. Right.
Yeah, we don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
we don't want to have a moment like that. I mean, that would have to change the rating of the show.
I don't know. It's internet, so
It's internet. That's true. That's true. Anything for ratings,
Anything
right?
goes. Oh, boy.
Okay, so unlike us, the best thing is to find a comfortable place to sit. And I like to train people to meditate sitting, because if you lie down, you could fall asleep. And
I've done that.
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
And I actually have recorded meditations for my clients, so that if they fall asleep, the subconscious will still pick it up. But this is really good training because a lot of times, like, once you get practicing this, you can do this in your car when you're pulled over. Maybe you pull into the parking lot at work and you feel yourself getting stressed before you even go in.
Yeah.
Or you need to take a break at lunchtime, instead of taking a cigarette break like some of the employees might, you can take a meditation break for 5 or 10 minutes or whatever. So let's we'll do it sitting. Close your eyes. Good. Oh, do you want to do the ahs?
What's that?
The ahs actually help. You can do ahs a couple of times to help change your vibration, and it helps. Yeah, it's like when you do the ah, it vibrates in your body and changes your vibration, and it settles your thoughts down. Okay, so I'm going to do it first, and it may be a little odd sounding. I'll move the mic away from my mouth a little bit.
Okay. So this is a meditation lesson for all of you just joining us. We are meditating, and Sunnie is showing us a couple of her techniques. So I think that everyone can definitely learn something from this and use this in their life. It might look a little strange or different, but this will change your life. It'll make your life a lot easier on you, and I definitely recommend this.
Right. And don't worry about sounding or looking silly.
Yeah.
So that's the nice thing about if you can find a private space. I mean, some people lock themselves in the bathroom if that's the only place they can. Yeah, right. It just, you really, if you're really determined, you'll find a way. So, and I help my clients problem solve, because a lot of things just don't occur to them because they're so set in certain habits that they think they can't do this or they can't do that, but they learn, wow, yeah, I can do this. This is how I can improvise. I can do this. I can do that. So it's always fun. It's very liberating. So, okay, so the ahs. So I'll do it first. Take a slow inhale through the nose and then ah, okay? And you exhale saying the ah. It's not om. We've all heard om. This is a little bit different. And ah and om are different vibrations and have different effects on your brain. Okay, so, all right. I'm going to inhale. And then I'm going to inhale again and do it again. So we'll do that. Let's do it, well, if we do it 3 times, we'll be like really spaced. So we'll just do it twice, okay?
I'll do it with you.
You done with this?
Yeah, I'm going to do it with you.
Yeah, you bet you are.
Do it. I'll do it with you.
Okay.
Okay.
And don't worry about being the same pitch or the same loudness.
Be off key, it's fine. You should hear my yoga
holding
class.
it as long. Just stay in your own experience, okay? All right. So inhale. Keep your eyes closed and just notice how your body feels differently, any changes. And at this moment, we're not trying to control our breath, we're just breathing naturally and normally. And you're going to put your attention on your breath, the rise and fall of your stomach, of your rib cage. Just notice it without trying. You're not trying to control anything. You're just observing And if you get any thoughts like, this is stupid, or I'm breathing shallow, or whatever, if any thoughts, any judgments, just notice them, be okay with them, let them go, and go back to focusing on your breath. Good. You can also put your attention on where the breath goes in the body through your nose, and where it comes out of the body through your nose. And notice the air is cooler as it goes in. And after the body's warmed it up, it feels warm coming out of your nose. And notice any places in your body you might be holding tension. Perhaps your shoulders are a little tight. You can just let them relax, and you might notice them drop just a bit. And observe where your body is making contact with where you're sitting. Your back, your butt, the backs of your legs, the contact your feet are having with the floor. Just observe it. That's all this is observing. It's easy. Good. And put your attention back on your breath. Choose one place or the other, either the nose or the abdomen, and just keep your attention there. Good. And thoughts will come up, and you don't know what that next thought's going to be. Once you notice that you are involved in a thought, which usually leads to another thought, and then another thought, and then another thought, when you catch yourself, just say, oh, and release it. No big deal, and go back to putting your attention on your breathing. And I'm going to be silent for a moment and give you an opportunity to do that. Okay. Now slowly and gently, if you drifted off during that short period, bring your attention back to the room that you're in. Be aware of the present, the temperature of the air in the room, any sounds in the room, outside the room, or off in the distance. Just observe without judging. And even if you hear a siren off in the distance, it's neither good nor bad. It's just a sound, it's just a vibration. Good. You may hear your air conditioning turning on or turning off. Just observe. very slowly and gently, we're going to come back. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. How do you feel?
Too relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about next.
Okay. Well,
that's great.
Yeah, you know, it's so often we're ahead of ourselves.
It's true.
Or when we're having a conversation with somebody, we're not really listening to what they're saying. We're thinking about what we're going to say next.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. I think everyone is. Always in a rush.
Always in a rush. Yeah. I detest rushing.
Yeah, I do too, especially in Florida. I did that in New York when I lived there.
Right,
It's a New York.
But you know what? A lot of people come down here from New York and they haven't gotten out of the habit.
Oh, it took me a long time. But now I'm grateful for it. I don't miss that rushing at all.
Right.
Sometimes, a little bit I'm at the grocery store, but honestly,
sure,
I don't miss it.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
And I hope that this helped all of you out there. I hope this helps some of you who do have a hard time meditating, who don't know where to begin. And I think that with Sunnie's meditation here, if you replay this whenever you have a free moment, you can just re-listen to it and meditate. I think I'm going to do that actually, just the audio, because it was amazing. I feel incredible right now. I really do. And I think a lot of people can benefit from it.
We've released those endorphins, all those the serotonin in the brain, all those things that we look outside of ourselves to get to make us feel better. Mm-hmm. It's right here, right inside us.
Right inside of us.
We have our own pharmacy right in the brain.
Let's see if anybody commented or any. Okay, no, not yet. Let's take a look actually to this video. Okay, we do have a few comments. Okay, here we go. So right now we're going to be answering some questions. Sunnie here.
Hey, Greg.
I know him too.
Let's see, what does he say?
And I will get to the astrology a little bit later. I do want to talk about that solar eclipse coming. There was a question about Leos.
Okay. Yeah, he said a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite type of meditation? Sex.
Wow, Sunnie, that's damn.
Yes, I was actually,
Okay.
But I don't know if I could,
What, Kundalini? Or you just what you're trying to get a tantric?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about the big O.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I was actually with Deepak Chopra, and this was called the Heinz Auditorium in Boston, Massachusetts. It's probably named something else 10 times over since I've lived there. But he was talking about the divine and God, and he talked about brain chemistry and meditation and not having thoughts. And he's like, when you're in the middle of an orgasm,
Okay.
like right in the middle of having the orgasm, do you have any thoughts?
No.
No, you don't. You may have them beforehand.
Sure.
You may have them afterwards, but not in that moment. So I was kind of being facetious. I mean, I could see trying to practice that twice a day.
If you have the time, sure.
That would be, right. No, too much of a good thing. My favorite type of meditation. Well, I like to set the stage. My favorite type of meditation, and again, it's all the triggers with the brain, and that's why we have rituals. For example, at night in particular, to clear my mind, I will light some of my favorite incense. And because that tells my brain that it's time to meditate. So that starts preparing me. It actually starts calming me down. Excuse me, because so that was a release of energy.
Yeah, that was.
Because it's an association. It's a neuronal connection that I've made, and my brain associates that particular incense. I use a particular type of incense. I use different types for different
Oh yeah, I do too.
occasions, right?
Yeah.
So there's that, my favorite. And then I oftentimes, but not always, will put on some music and then sit in my favorite spot, in my favorite position, where I like to meditate, and just, if it's music, then I float along with the vibration.
Just feel the music.
Yeah,
Nice.
I just float along with the vibration, and if any thoughts come up, then when I notice them, I release them, and then go back into completely focusing on the music. That's one of my favorite ways. I have another way where I bring light into me. Say that with or without music. I like to. I'm sort of giving the Cliff Note version here. I go through a process where I bring white light in, and I let it fill my body and every cell, and let it, the power of that white light, which is a living substance, white light is real, light is real, and just let it expand and expand, and I expand, until I get to a point where there's no separation between who I am and the universe. So
That's wonderful.
yeah, you
That's kind of how I meditate as well.
yeah,
That's what I visualize. The white light
mhm,
going through my body, from my feet first through the crown of my head.
mhm, cool,
Yeah.
yeah. So I like to get to that point where I no longer have the boundary of my physical body, and it's just oneness, and then I like mantra meditation too. If I'm having a difficult time, or focusing, doing other types of meditation, I might do that. And certain mantras they all have a different vibration, and they can help develop certain things in your spirit, in your soul, and in your consciousness. So sometimes I will choose a mantra based on that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not just one. There's just so
There's
many.
tons,
Yeah,
tons.
you can even
yeah.
come up with your own meditation, whatever works for
Yeah.
you.
And artists will tell you that the art that they do is their meditation.
Oh yeah.
Because when you get in that space where you're not aware of the time of anything, and you're completely present, like completely one with what you're doing, whether you're painting or playing an instrument, or singing, or working on a song, or any of those things, when you're completely in the moment and involved in that activity and not thinking about anything else, what feels like 5 minutes can be 3 hours. And
oh yeah.
yeah, and that's, a lot of people say, oh, that's my therapy. Well, they're not kidding, because meditation is therapy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it increases self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So there is one comment, astrology related here. Any word for Leos today? Well, there is a solar eclipse coming up soon. I do know that the sun is in Leo right now with Mars, and that's been very, have Leos been feeling very energetic lately? I really think that they have, because the sun is in your sign right now. Mars is in your sign right now. I think a lot of the fire signs, including Leo, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, I think they all feel very energetic. And depending on the degree of your sun, I don't know when you were born, this eclipse that's coming up is going to affect a lot of Leos. And you know who has Leo rising? Donald Trump. And this eclipse is going to be affecting him as well. But I'm going to have an astrologer on next week, Patty. She's going to be talking about the eclipse, how it's going to affect us as a whole and the president. Cool. But it's a very powerful one and very energetic. And it's on August 21st. And this solar eclipse is going to go right over the United States. And it is also a new moon. So for your program, I really think that the best time to begin your program would be right when that eclipse ends. So August 22nd. So if you guys out there are looking for a way to lose weight, if you've tried everything and couldn't do it, you want to learn how to meditate, change your life, contact Sunnie. We're going to have her information in the comments after the show. If you're interested, she also has a free audio download.
Right. Yes. You can actually text me your email, and I will send it to you. Your name and your email to 561-386-1990. So 561-386-1990, and text me your name and your email, and I will be happy to send you a meditation. And I have a mindful eating meditation. I have weight loss affirmations, easy weight loss affirmations. And if you'd like one similar to what we did tonight, just let me know, and we'll be in touch. And for your audience, I'm also offering a free discovery session for anyone who would like to find out how they can experience this transformation for themselves and use this cutting-edge science to easily and effortlessly get thin, fit, and healthy and stay that way forever. Yeah, it's like about a 45-minute phone call, and you'll get to learn how this applies to you and how easy it is and what's involved, and see if you're a good fit. And yeah, I'd like to offer that for people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, August 22nd, I think it's going to be a really great time. The new moon brings the energy of new beginnings and creativity. So if you want a new life, if you want to change your life, August 22nd, right after this solar eclipse, I mean, it's going to be a powerful one. We're going to be able to see this total eclipse right here in Florida. It may not be 100% total because of where we are, but it is almost, the sun will almost be obstructed. So it will be dark, and this will be on the 21st. So the 22nd, as an astrologer, I do recommend using that day as a power day if you want to start something new, such as Sunnie's program. Yeah. And one of my favorite ways to use this new moon energy is to write down and set your intentions, whether that's with meditation, writing in a journal. One of my favorite sayings is, I welcome transformation, I welcome growth, I welcome abundance, I know what I need, I am ready. And I think it's a very powerful saying. Writing this down, using it as even a mantra.
Writing it out. A lot of people don't realize how powerful that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're already like putting it into the physical by writing it, getting it out of your mind and writing it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And taking action. Just and don't think of past failures because they don't apply here. You're actually rewiring your brain so that you automatically think and act differently. So I mean, it's not like anything you've ever tried before. It's, and in fact, it's scientifically impossible to fail when you immerse yourself in the Neuro Weight Loss Coaching program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Super.
thank you guys for joining us. You guys have any questions for Sunnie, feel free to go to her website.
Neuro, Neuro, weight loss, all one word, neuroweightloss.net. .net. Think neural networks. So
Okay.
neuroweightloss.net. The program is actually a service marked program. It's called the Miracle Mind Makeover, and you can also go to miraclemindmakeover.com, and that will pull the program right up. miraclemindmakeover.com.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. And if you want to book your own personal astrological reading, you can find me on my Facebook page, Astrology by Moonlight, or you can even follow me on Instagram at Moonlight Astrology. Thank you all for joining me.
It's over?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
over,
God,
Sunnie,
it went
I
by so
know.
fast.
It did. The meditations were so relaxing and amazing. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Well,
a good show.
I want to thank everybody, too, for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the experience. And that was just this much of it. And I would be honored to lead you on your transformation. So thank you.
See you all next Wednesday.